This is day one of following my own advice until I build a sustainable business. For a long time, I wanted to create a video series that looked a little bit like Christian Beatty's. I think he had quite a lot of success. I decided to go against it and go for something a little bit less trendy because he focuses on following Alex Hormozy's advice. But, as I'm 32 years old, I think I have a good sense of what could work for me. And I feel like, yes, I'm going to base a lot of my knowledge and theories and ideas around other people that are big. I thought also to do the series around Naval Ravikant, but I decided against it too because I don't want to be constrained with one philosophy. So I just want it to be my own personal adventure. And actually, today is going to be quite an important day because I'm working on bringing one of my best ideas to life. So I'm going to sketch a product, bring it to paper, and then come back to the office and make it digital to make it a little bit more appealing and understandable for everyone. So yeah, this is like my $0 prototype idea for a business, and then I'm going to go towards maybe trying to sell it, maybe trying to upsell it a little bit because I don't want to spend too much money up front. But if there is demand for this thing, well, then I can build the whole product and ship it. That's the idea for today. But yeah, that's a little bit like the introduction. But first, before sketching out, I have my sketchbook here. Um, but I'm not going to do that here. I need to go and eat breakfast and coffee time. Iced coffee, actually. I'm going to be working, trying to create some kind of conceptual idea of what I want to create. And I already have a good idea. So let me show you. Phew, that was intense. Yeah. From time to time, when I do some long work sessions, I like to get to the park or somewhere like this to clear my head a little bit, especially since for the rest of the afternoon I'm gonna like keep working on it, trying to get the sketch into something that's a little bit more professional. I'm quite happy of the progress. I did go in a lot more specific details that I wanted to, but it's still gonna be quite good, especially because I'm not gonna lack content. I think I may have a little bit too much, actually. I feel like I'm a little bit too creative from time to time. I feel like it's quite hard to to tame that creativity of mine. I guess it's a nice problem because some people might have a harder time to get their ideas on paper and such. Sorry about that. Just a moment. That's the gist of it. Now, if I transform it completely into something that's usable, I'm gonna slowly be able to build a minimal viable product to sell. And that's the plan. I will definitely get to a place where I can create some kind of marketing ad. The thing I wanted to talk about too is that I love when games are kind of complicated. Catan, I feel, is like a good middle ground to what most people are able to play. So it needs to be kind of straightforward, a little bit of depth. And anyways, it's not exactly a board game. Anyways, it's more like a self-improvement and self-development thing to achieve your goals. So now for the rest of the day, what's going to be really, really important is that I sit down at the computer, I edit the few videos that I have since the introduction that I did, and then I'm gonna dive deep into transforming the sketchbook into the actual design. I will use the program Figma. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's totally free. You can use it. There are restrictions which you can bypass if you get the paid version, but that's not in my plan on the short term because I want to keep it as free as possible so people can get inspired by this adventure if they don't have a business or like big sources of income. Um, and outside of that, I mean, it's a beautiful day. Now I'm gonna head back to the car. I think I'll see you when the design is finished. Hey, now I'm in the office and I'm going to turn that sketch into a design. So don't go anywhere. I'm gonna explain all of it afterwards. Just watch what I can do. It's gonna be very basic, but still going to give us some kind of an image of what I'm trying to create. Okay, so that's a wrap. I think I've got something quite interesting. Now, I don't know if you can see this. I think you should be able to see it. But yeah, that's basically what I had in mind. So how it's gonna work is that the person can bring his notebook and his pencil if he wants to do the exercise in this way. It's really you can do it only by yourself, only with the game, and I will probably include a pen inside the box. But yeah, that's the gist of it. How it's gonna work is that you're gonna open the box a little bit like a board game, so it's really not that complicated. And what happens is you open up a little envelope or something like that, and in the envelope there will be chapter one, which is the initial quest of the thing, the game. Chapter one is going to be the first chapter of the game, and each chapter will have a duration written on the envelope, and there will be cards in the envelope also. So for the first one, for the first game that I will release, there will be three chapters, two quests that are like initial quests, and the last one would be like kind of a wrap up to really make sure that people are able to go to make sure that people are going towards execution as much as possible. And so how it works is you lay out the pieces on the board. So there are tokens, the int tokens. There are cards. So two decks of cards, events and power ups. You can have up to three power ups in hand, and you can use them whenever you want. The same thing applies to tokens. Tokens are placed here, but you're going to have some in your hands. I will need to draw them eventually. And how it works is you open chapter one, and then there will be a scorecard with one side where you can fill a few entries. So that's why the notebook can be quite interesting. It's because sometimes you may not have enough space or you want to brainstorm before filling it in. So it can be interesting to have this notebook. But if you don't have it, you can still do it. So this is a fillable worksheet. So essentially, there will be questions and answers, and probably a final output at the end to make sure that we advance that there is something delivered that actually provides value to the person, that he discovers something either from within or from outside of him, and it's going to help him eventually reach his goal and execute easier. And on the other side of the scorecard, there will be theories, quotes, instructions, so a little bit of something to read, but it's going to be minimal. So that's where like the intrigue and the guidance can come to into play. There will be a little QR code that people can scan and get to other resources, but if they do so, they need to use a hint token. If they go towards the hint, they will probably never have other questions. I will make sure that everything is dealt with. And yeah, so that's pretty much the game. The other thing that's interesting is the chapter rewards. So, for example, I opened the first card of chapter one. like for the chapter is like a distribution of cards. So there will be I don't know, maybe 12 cards in chapter 1, 15 in chapter 2, and maybe 8 in chapter 3, something like that. And when you complete one of the cards of the chapter, you will get a reward. Or when you do something else, I didn't decide exactly how it will work, but this is basically how the game works. And every chapter is going to have duration included that's written on the envelope. There will be a few details that are written on the envelope to make sure that people know what they're getting into. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's like a first pitch, very raw, but still it's something that I think I can build upon. So yeah, that's a wrap for day one. It was very nice to try this framework and finally make it work, because if you didn't know, I had tried for a few times already to create those kind of daily videos, and I think I'd love to be able to provide you guys with some kind of progression around what's going to happen in the future, around the channel, around the business I'm trying to build. And also the thing that's really important for me is to create daily videos like this one. I know it's not easy, and it's gonna be hard to provide a lot of value on the daily, because if I made weekly videos or monthly videos, it would be maybe a little bit easier to condense a lot of effort into one single video. But I wanted to make it daily because that's what brings the most accountability, I think. And I want to build trust and be very transparent around what I'm doing from day to day. And another thing to take into account is that if I try to post daily, of course, there are going to be days where I cannot post, and that's totally normal. Like tomorrow, I'm going on camping for 4 days, so that's 4 days where I will not be able to provide any content. But eventually, I'm gonna start rolling with the machine, and it's going to get a lot easier. And especially like producing more and more content, eventually I'm going to get faster at editing and filming and such. So yeah, I'm really hyped, and I can't wait to come back from camping actually to continue working on the project. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. And if you enjoyed that kind of video, feel free to subscribe, to like, to comment, and such. It's going to help me a lot in the long run. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to be back on the creation train on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Tuesday, not sure. I think it's Monday though. And I'll try to condense it a little bit more, because now the video is over 10 minutes and I think it's maybe a little bit long. Maybe I can cut in a few ways and provide more value but in less time, something like that. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.